Hello, everyone. Welcome on today's stream. We are super happy to have you here today with us and actually kick off the school event. My name is Lisa. I'm social media manager and event manager on LabLab and at New Native. And today I'm going to be your MC. So, in today's stream, we are going briefly to actually talk about the hackathon, what's going to happen. We will go through guidelines, we will go through some guides, and then we're going to meet our SideQuest partner, Redis. So Tyler is here today with us, and he will briefly introduce us to Redis. Also, Simon will tell us more about LabLab vision and mission together with New Native, and we will also talk about Slingshot Accelerator program. So later on, we'll jump to evaluation criteria. We'll talk about actually how you're going to present the project, some tips and tricks on that. After that, we will have introduction to Redis platform, and then we'll have a pre-recorded session from our developer Fabian about ChatGPT for developers. And after that, we're going to have a tutorial about how to actually build your application using AI 21 Studio. And this is all for today. And for tomorrow and next days, we are going to have a few more talks. They're going to be announced. But as you can see right now on your screen, there is going to be a talk by Ryan Donnelly, and he will be talking about AI, actually, how it's going to improve. And I hope you are going to be interested to join also in this discussion. And also on 7th of April, there will be a deadline to submit your solution. So this is basically it. And all the time you will have during the 7 days will be about building, innovating, and creating. And now I'm passing my word to Simon, who is one of co-founders of New Native, the parent company of LabLab, and he's going to introduce you to LabLab and New Native a bit more and talk actually about how we are going to innovate this time. So hello,
Yes.
Simon.
Hey, Lisa. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak. Very excited to see that we have a lot of people here. And also, obviously, Tyler from Redis. Very appreciative of you guys coming in and doing this events with us. So let me just say a couple of words in terms of what we're doing on New Native and LabLab, and then also NextGrid, which you can see on the screen here. So like New Native, our mission here is to build the greatest AI ecosystem out there, to help people like yourself and builders to really excel, figure out how to build things, put them into an actual working application and push them to market. We think that we're just on the cusp of this market exploding, and that it's an ample time for a lot of you in our community to get going with builds and see how you can be a part of this revolutionary AI economy that's coming. So parts of what we do, right, is LabLab, and LabLab is a platform for the builders. We are trying to give people access to great technologies, and we're also trying to help you build with other peers in our ecosystem. And so we host these events together with prime partners, just as Redis, to facilitate the building process and make sure that you quickly can get support and get to market with new applications. And so far, we've seen a massive interest, right? People are coming every day and looking into how to be a part of this, partially because there's quite a lot of content. So whether you need help with the boilerplates or the hyperparameter tuning, or whether you need help with some endpoint interference, we usually have that kind of support on our platform. So it's great to see that people are actually using it. So I hope that you'll drive some value from that now in this event. When it comes to the other component parts that we work with, I mentioned NextGrid earlier, and also Slingshot, and those are for our more advanced builders. So Slingshot is a program post LabLab. Whenever you have submitted something that you feel passionate about, something you want to work even more on, you can apply to our Slingshot, which is a structured format for you to push through and put an application in market. So going from a prototype to an actual MVP. And we've built out a gamified way to do that for you, where you can get access to mentors, you can get access to an exoskeleton of technical capabilities, including credits, including predefined rate cards and other stuff. So as of now, we've been running it in beta for quite some time, but we're just in the process of opening up the entire ecosystem. And so I urge you to, if you want to take the next step, you should apply for it. Cautionary tale, it's quite hard and it's very intensive, but it's also very, very fun. Then NextGrid is our structured accelerator program where we help people then if you have actually come to market, you have a already working MVP, you have some users, we help you with the acceleration part, going from a couple of 50 users to 5,000 and beyond. So that's what we're doing with New Native and all of its subcomponent parts. Obviously, we're very happy to have and fortunate to have partners like Redis to be a part of this as well. Because they play a very important part of our ecosystem. So with that, I want to hand it over to Tyler, who is a senior applied AI engineer at Redis, that is also our front man for the side quest. So welcome, Tyler.
Yes, hey Simon, Lisa, thank you guys so much for having me. We at Redis are really we're really excited to be a part of these hackathons that you all are putting on. We've done a couple of them so far, and I know we've got a bunch of great projects that have come from here that are both using a lot of the wonderful tools in our ecosystem just broadly, but are also integrating Redis as a real-time data layer for a variety of use cases. And so you have our company's full support, both from the executive level all the way down to the engineer level. Everyone's really excited about the tools you all are building, and they're getting noticed. They're definitely getting noticed. I can tell you that from conversations I'm having internally. People are finding the things you all are building are blown away, truly. So we're really excited to be here. I'm going to talk a little bit about why Redis and why use it in your applications. And this story we like to tell, and I like to tell this as sort of a narrative, starts from the bottom and works up. So Redis, most of you or many of you are probably familiar with Redis as a key value in-memory database. It's a NoSQL database. It's known for its speed and its high throughput capabilities. But that database started back in 2009 when the original maintainer and developer of Redis kicked off this open source project. And through the years, we've added a lot of capabilities to it beyond just key value storage. So kind of moving up this pyramid, you can see a variety of data structures that have been added to Redis, anything from strings to hashes to JSON to streams to lists, sets, even probabilistic data structures. And we've put a lot of emphasis on the developer experience. So trying to take all of these wonderful sort of tools and capabilities and wrap them into client libraries, into OM libraries to make it really easy to develop against. And then on top of that, we've now added data processing engines. So no longer is Redis just a place to put your data, but there's also ways to leverage streaming to get data in and out. Also query and search capabilities. This is a big one we'll talk about. And then even triggered functions to add programmability directly into Redis. And of course, that all rolls up into a set of enterprise capabilities that we at Redis support with our enterprise offering, anything from scaling and high availability, geo-distribution, the things that enterprises need to be successful. So this is the story of Redis, and we really believe, if you can scroll on to the next slide here, that Redis is a great solution for real-time machine learning data. And it's not just us saying this. Actually, last week, OpenAI came forward with a bug that they had discovered in one of our client libraries, but also announced sort of in that same time that they're using Redis to help scale things like ChatGPT and other technologies that they have. So that's a really great story for us, and it sort of tracks right along with what we've been saying, which is Redis is no longer just a cache. It's also a real-time data platform that can be used all across the stack. Anytime your data needs to get somewhere quickly. We know this is true for machine learning and AI applications. Users sitting on the other side of a recommendation system or users sitting on the other side of a chatbot can't sit there and wait for seconds. They won't. They'll close the application. So this is where Redis's speed and flexibility and truly multimodal solution actually works to its benefit. And so we see two really common patterns with our customers that we work with today, customers, partners, and open source folks. And that's Redis as a machine learning feature store, and Redis as a vector database. And I'm going to spend most of the time talking about a couple different examples we've seen, and some that actually folks like yourselves in previous hackathons have built that mimic a similar architecture. But Redis as a feature store is really the caching story, holding data hot in memory so that your applications can access it really fast. But that kind of data is specifically the data that's being fed to your models. So anything like the features that your models need to run, you would store that in Redis, access it in the same way, and that when your application behind an API needs to be called, it benefits from the speed of Redis. And Redis as a vector database is all about using some of these new hot technologies like OpenAI, Cohere, Hugging Face, turning unstructured data that you have into an embedding that captures semantic information. You can store that in Redis and perform search over it in a really fast and scalable way. And it's using Redis, the database you already use, and the API you're probably familiar with as a developer. So that's the quick story about Redis for real-time data. We're going to get into 3 really quick examples that show you how you might try to leverage this today in some of your projects. The first one is a really simple semantic search application. This is trying to do document retrieval. So you take raw documents that you might have, some source of text. Use the OpenAI API, for example, to convert those documents into embeddings, store them in Redis, and then build some kind of application, some front-end application perhaps, or maybe it's a chatbot that leverage document retrieval capabilities with Redis search. There's a link here to a demo, docsearch.redisventures.com. You can check out how that might look. Next one is a question answering application. And this one is a little bit more complicated than semantic search. If we can scroll down just a little bit, we can see the diagram. Perfect. There's a GitHub repo that goes with this one as well. And this application is sort of the same core semantic search layer like we just saw on the last one. You take raw documents, you create embeddings, you store them in Redis as a vector database. But what that then also creates is this loop where you can ask questions, and then you can find documents that help answer the question and provide that back to OpenAI to actually create an answer from it. You can kind of make sense of the sources that it's pulled in. And this is a way to make sure things like GPT and ChatGPT are not just making up answers. This is a way to sort of enforce some boundaries on how the model might work. And it also gives it access to proprietary data that the model wasn't trained on from the onset. It's really expensive to train and fine-tune some of these models, but a vector database in the middle of it makes this such that you can use them with pretty much any source of data you have today. So the next one and the final one I'm going to show is a brand new one that was contributed by someone in our open source community recently, which is actually using Redis as a conversational memory store. So if you think about ChatGPT, you're having conversations, users are asking questions, having sort of this interactional conversation, right? And so Redis, because of its flexible data types, can store conversation memory in lists where there's a question and a response, a question and a response, a sequence of information. That information at really low latencies can be pulled back to remember where you last were when the user logs back in. Another way might be, hey, if I have a question that I've already asked and ChatGPT's helped me sort of navigate it, well, you can store those historical conversations as embeddings in Redis. And then next time you search, you can use vector similarity search to retrieve relevant portions of that conversation. It'll help ChatGPT sort of get a head start from where you were last time. So these are opportunities to scale ChatGPT so it can serve more users and also make it faster. And so this is how we see some potential patterns and architectures come through where you all might be able to work with these code bases as a sort of a starting point, right? So we want to support you however we can. And that takes me to my final slide here in this little spiel, which is connect with us. We've got 3 folks that are going to be present in the Slack channels. Sorry, the Discord server, and that's if you can scroll down. It's myself, Taimur Rashid, Sam Parti. We represent the Applied AI Engineering Group at Redis. You have our full support. And if you join the Discord server, which all of you should be, join the Redis channel and also use the @Redis tag to get one of us to help you with your needs. They're going to also show and make sure that you all have the best information available for how to get access to Redis. Of course, you can use open source Redis and pull one of our Docker containers, but if you're interested in a hosted Redis, there's instructions on that as well. I've also included a couple links here to some great tutorials and information on the LabLab AI tech page for Redis, as well as our GitHub repo or organization that has a bunch of these open source examples forked as well. So we're really excited to see what you all build with all the different technologies and building your startup. We believe Redis can be a big part of that, and we're here to help. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Tyler, for such a lovely intro to Redis and mentioning actually how you can get into it and start building with this technology. Also, we'll remind you that you need to tag Mentor later on. And as Tyler mentioned, tag Redis. We also have Redis channel, and after after the kickoff stream, everything will be in one message there. So later on, our next step will be actually to go through our platform and Discord, and I will tell you a bit more how to get there. So thanks again, Tyler. It was super nice having you. And now you're going to jump into Hackathon Guide. So here I will tell you briefly how you can actually start your journey because it's going to be 7 days and they are going to be super, super productive for you and for us also as LabLab team, as Redis team, and all our mentors who are going to be available for you during this hackathon. This hackathon is actually a special one for me. And as everyone, as every hackathon is, but it's episode 2 of Build Your AI Startup Hackathon. And I want to remind you that this is a real chance to build your own business, to build your own startup, to scale it up, and to actually get access to all the technologies and to improve and to change your life, as many people have told. And it's always nice to hear that. So back to Hackathon Guide. First step you need to do is create or join your team on LabLab platform. After you've done that, then you're going to connect your Discord and meet your team there. So when you meet your team, usually it's happening after kickoff or before. Maybe you came with your friends, so you're already in the team. Maybe you joined the team. So you just come up with 2 or 3 concepts. Why it's important to have 2 or 3? Just because later on you can ask mentor to join you on voice channel and the mentor will help you to choose the best version. As a reminder, we are going to build startups, AI startups, and you need to have a cool idea. So we are going to choose you if you have a great idea to build and innovate. The next step will be actually to activate all your power and go after the mentor will approve your idea or you will approve your idea with the team. Maybe you don't need a help from mentor, but in general, if you have 6 people in a team, you need to came up with a decision. So after that, after you activate all your power, you are going to build a prototype. And at the end, you will submit your solution via LabLab platform. And remember that we are mentioning all the time here in CET time zone. So make sure you are done before the deadline. And now we are going to jump to the next slide. So it's how to fill out your profile. So you need to fill out all the important info for us. It's really cool when you connect all your social medias, not just Discord, but it's not obligatory. So you can do that or not, because it's easy for us to mention you later on our social medias. And also you can do that. So we are going to see you, repost your post or be active together on our social medias. So after you were done with your profile, after you connected to Discord, you can actually create or join a team. So to create a new team, it's super simple. You just go to LabLab platform. You invite team members through Discord, or you are going to join a team. So if you created or joined a team, then you can look for your team members. As I said, you can be with your friends, so you're already covered. But if not, you're going to join a team. So there is a little dot or sticker. It's that mentioned that team is actually looking for new team members. So you can apply there. But if you created your own team, you can manage all of the settings right there, and everyone will see that you are looking for a team as a team leader. So after that, you're going to meet your team on Discord. Make sure you have connected to Discord because all the communication with our team is on a platform called Discord, and on our LabLab server, there are all the important channels, which I'm going to mention later, but make sure you connect to Discord and you can create a voice channel if you have two or more members in a team. And this is super cool because you can communicate with your team there. Then, communication with mentors, a really important step, as we are providing you with help and support from our developers, from LabLab team, mentors who are really active, uh, participants who are really, really into our big LabLab AI family. They're also there for you. As Tyler mentioned, Redis, from developers to the management board. Also, people are here and everyone is there to help you. So you can use the button call in for help on the team page on LabLab AI platform or tag mentor. This is super important. I see a lot of people actually forgot to use the tag mentor, but it's super cool because if you need help immediately, all the mentors, all the people who are organizing the hackathon, who are managing it, they will see that you're looking for help. And then for sure, someone will come to you and help you with your problem. Then Discord channels you should know about. So our Discord is full of super useful information, as you can find it on LabLab AI platform, of course, but also you can find it on Discord. All the important links we usually share there. So to find team and help, you have a special channel. I need help to find team. I'm looking for a team. For education, there is a channel how to start. And all the actually channels you can see, here are not all channels, but important channels you can see here right now on the screen. Also for fun, we have memes, so feel free to jump there. Uh, so, what if your team members are actually inactive during the hackathon? You have two options. You can join another team and help on their idea to build their project, or you can work solo or invite your friends to build with you. As we have 7 days, you actually can use just 2 days, to build your prototype and do all the steps needed, but you have 7 days, so make sure you manage your time correctly. And there is a forums thread which can help you. And also, don't forget to mention mentors because we are there also for you to help. So, build your AI startup hackathon episode 2. It's really special event. So now we are going to jump to the challenge. And the challenge will be to create an MVP that leverages the power of generative AI to solve real world problems. And you will have in your hands all the available technologies we can have, all our partners. And again, remember about SideQuest Redis, just because you build once and you have chance to win twice. As for those who are not familiar with this side quest trend we are having right now, it's an opportunity for you to build once. If you build during this hackathon and you use Redis, you're automatically participating not just in this competition, but in Redis competition. And after 2 months, we are going to have a Redis winner, which will be awarded with a really good prize. This one is going to be announced soon, but you can build once and win twice. So the challenge is to build a really useful MVP. And technologies you can use, I will just briefly go through them. It's OpenAI tools, which you are familiar with for sure. It's Whisper, GPT-3, and ChatGPT, DALL-E 2, Codex, and by the way, the GitHub repo Tyler mentioned, and he left the link on the presentation, is going to be available for you on Redis tech page on LabLab AI platform. So make sure you check it out because it improves ChatGPT API and not only. Also, we are going to use Cohere API, which is going to help you to generate, classify, embed, sandbox, and to be sure that you're really cool with multiple languages and you use them effectively in your API, in your MVP, sorry. And also some more AI models are coming here. AI 21 Labs, a platform to build your AI applications and access to powerful language models with API. No NLP expertise needed here. Also, Stable Diffusion is available for this hackathon. As maybe you saw already, we are going to have Stable Diffusion AI hackathon coming on 14th of April. So even for this hackathon, we have Stable Diffusion available for you. You just have a range of technologies, so feel free to build with all of them. And also, we will have access to YOLO V7, and this is an algorithm of big investment in the field of computer vision and machine learning. So you can learn a bit more about all of that on our tech page on LabLab AI platform. Again, go there, check it out. You can learn a lot of things there, as we do have tutorials, tech pages, we have boilerplates, we have blog posts. So everything you need, everything you want probably to know. And yeah, so platforms for demo which you can use, it's Streamlit and Replit. How to use them, it's you can find the tutorials even on our YouTube channel, but these two are super useful for you. And yeah, if you have problems, tag mentor on Discord, I need help channel, and all your problems will be solved. But Streamlit and Replit are platforms for you to use for your demo, as at the end you need to provide all of us with your demo of your application. So going to evaluation criteria. As this hackathon is Build Your AI Startup Hackathon, and the winner is going to be a member, a participant in acceleration program called Slingshot by New Native. We will be super, super careful choosing the winner. And here you need to remember about degree of competition, presentation style, applicability, and business value, which is super important when you mention that, and degree of innovation, originality, also the technologies which you're willing to use, and realistic capabilities of the application. And of course, the impact, how unique it is. So you can also go through our AI apps discovery to see if probably your idea is already there, so it's not so unique. But yeah, make sure your idea is unique, and overall impression is super important. So main prize, as I mentioned before, is going to be an exclusive opportunity to participate in NextGrid Slingshot Acceleration Program. It's Early Stage Acceleration Program, and you will receive a mentorship from industry leaders in cutting-edge technology to turn the AI innovation into driven business. And this is, in my opinion, super cool opportunity. So what about winning team formula? Actually try to bring people with both technical and non-technical backgrounds, as it's super, super important to actually look at your project from different perspectives. Choose a communication channel convenient for you. It may not be Discord, it may be Telegram, it may be WhatsApp, it may be Instagram, but make sure you're communicating right with your team members and you manage time correctly. And find out the working time of each team member and create a work schedule, set the deadlines. So there is a team leader, there is a team, and you definitely should take responsibility during this event. And not only in life, it's also important. So what about your presentation? When it's time to shine, you need to actually prove that your concept is super outstanding, and you need to be, how to say, really precise choosing what the way you are going to present your project. So here are the core things we recommend you to include in your presentation. So for us, it will be easier to see and evaluate actually. So you need to mention what you have built, the demo of your prototype. We should be able to try it out. Also, the process of building the prototype and business plan. It's super good to have, as again, the winner is going to participate in acceleration program. So we need to make sure that your project is going to succeed. And time to shine, 5 minutes maximum for your video presentation. So for those who don't know, you need to record your presentation in a video. I would really recommend you to use some screen recordings with you. So you will be also there on video, your teammates. It looks much more better. And remember about 5 minutes, because we have a lot of projects coming and it's a bit crazy when there's going to be every project for 10 minutes or more. So you need to upload your videos through submission form on LabLab team page. And that's basically it. You have 7 days to build and you have 7 days to innovate. And now we are going to jump into ChatGPT for developers by our lovely developer Fabian Stelle. He's super active on all kickoffs meetings, but this one is pre-recorded, so you can find it out on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And this one is going to be about ChatGPT for developers. So let's dive into ChatGPT tutorial.
Hello and welcome everyone to this tutorial. Today we will have a look at ChatGPT and its coding capabilities. First, let's have a look at general programming question answering. So right here, I asked what is Python good for, and we got a really good answer to our question, and this really could save you a lot of time, because if you wanted to find out this by yourself, you would have to do a lot of Googling, visiting different sites, reading through a lot of stuff. So this is really a precise and compact answer to my question. So this is really good for just overall general programming questions. So right here, my next question was, what programming language should I learn if I want to create 3D games? What game engines are there? And this is pretty good. So it answers with C++ and C Sharp, which is a really good answer. And also Python. You can create games with Python. But yeah, it's less popular for game development compared to C++ and C Sharp. So that's a really good answer. And yeah, here it also listed probably the biggest game engines that are currently on the market. So yeah, it's really good for general, not too specific programming questions. Next, let's have a look at automation. So ChatGPT can really good create different kinds of Python scripts to automate all kinds of different tasks. So right here, this is actually a problem I was facing in my everyday work. So I had a lot of TXT files and I wanted to merge all TXT files from one directory into a single TXT file. So I just went to ChatGPT and asked it if it could generate a small script for me. So right here we have this combine TXT files function, and it shows us even how we could use this. And this is just super helpful if you want to automate stuff and yeah, work less. Then another example here is create a Python script that checks the current price of Bitcoin to US dollar. I actually told here with any API key, so it uses this Nomics API, which is, I guess, it's a crypto index, and it's using this API to get the current price of Bitcoin. Okay, so the next thing we will look at is creating websites. So ChatGPT can really create HTML, CSS, and JavaScript really good. So here I asked it to create a simple website about Labrador, so dogs, with a navigation, a hero, with an image, and an about section, and a contact form. So here it started generating the HTML with inline style. And right here, this is very interesting, the generation stopped, I guess because it's reached the output size limit. But then I just told it again to write the body of the website, because the body started here and it got cut off here. So it just continued to write out the code, and then I basically took the whole code and pasted it into a new replit. So this is basically the result of this generation right here. The image is not really a Labrador dog, but that's close enough. And I think overall this is a really good result for not doing any changes to the current generation. So we have our navbar, we have our hero with an image. These things are even clickable, so we have our small about section, and then this small contact us component, which looks really good. Next, let's talk about different kinds of generic code, for example, algorithms. Right here, I have a really simple sorting algorithm. It's called bubble sort. Probably most programmers are familiar with it. So first, I ask it to actually generate a bubble sort function. It did it without a problem, all looking good. But then I ask it to add documentation and inline comment about what is done on each line. And you can see right here that this has no comments whatsoever. And here we have really nice documentation with what the function does, parameters, and what the function returns. So this is really great. And we have our comments added about what is done on each line. So this is great if you have generic code and want to document this. And then I asked it to show me how this function can be used, and it gave me a really great example of an unsorted array. Then we sort our array with this function, and then we print out our sorted array. So this is really nice. Last but not least, let's talk about simplifying or rewriting code. So right here, I've pasted this FizzBuzz implementation that I found on the web. And this is a clever solution, but it's not really readable. So I pasted in the whole code, added this small spacer section right here, and then told it to simplify this clever FizzBuzz solution. And so it rewrote me the entire thing, just a little bit more readable for the average person. So now you know how you can use ChatGPT for your everyday programming tasks. I hope you learned something, and I will see you next time. Bye.
So thanks, Fabian, for such a tutorial. And again, reminders that you can find it on our YouTube channel, and it's going to be there. And right now we are going to jump into, again, tutorial, also pre-recorded one, which you can find on our YouTube. It's how to build your app with AI21 Studio by Fabian, our developer. And what is important to mention that we are going to have AI21 Labs Hackathon number 2, episode 2. It will be happening in April, at the end of April. You already can enroll on our Labo AI platform. So right now, let's dive into this tutorial, and we'll be also looking forward to see you on this hackathon.
Hello and welcome everybody. Today we will build a blog article generator with the help of AI21. So let's get started. First, I already created this new file right here. And in order to get some idea of what we will be building, there are a lot of really great examples here on the AI21 Studio. Let's search for paragraph generation. So this is what I was looking for. And with this particular example, you can give the AI one section heading, and then the section or the paragraph gets generated for this specific heading. So the idea is just to feed in, let's say, for example, 5 different titles, and then get an entire blog article generated for these 5 titles. So let's get started right here. First, we will create a new dictionary with 5 different titles. So let's call it paragraph titles. And in here, we can just add whatever we would like. So for example, I will go with the topic dogs. So how can I train my dog? And then with the help of Copilot, we can also generate another few right here. How can I train my cat? Okay, let's say, how can I keep my dog healthy? Then let's go with getting a new dog. That also sounds interesting. And let's go with how can I teach my dog to sit? Okay, so right here we have 4 paragraph titles. For now, let's do it like this example right here and generate 1 paragraph for each title. So in order to do that, we first have to iterate over these titles and then generate the paragraph for each one. So we can say something like for title and paragraph titles, print title, and this we can already run this, and this will just print out each title. But what we actually want here is actually generate a paragraph. So for now, we can use this playground to get some code that we can use in our small project. So for now, let's say generate a paragraph for a blog article about dogs. And then let's say current title is, and here we will add in the title dynamically at the end. And then we will say something like text for this, or let's say paragraph for this title. Now we can do a nice, really neat thing. We can just click here to show the code, and it will show the code for this example that we created right here. You can also choose different languages or use curl to use it directly from the command line. But for now, we will go with Python. First, let's copy this request import and move it at the top of our file. And I'm currently doing this in this notebook, but you can also do this in any Python script. This is just easier to use and run multiple times for multiple different articles. And then let's copy the second part here, where the actual generation is happening. And now what we want is for each title to generate a paragraph. So this is already looking pretty interesting. Let's switch out our title right here. So I will use f strings in Python to add the title from the loop here. And in order to actually get the response, we can just save this response as a variable and then print it out at the end. So we can say something like print, or we first need to convert it from JSON. So let's say data is res.json, and then let's print out data, and Copilot is here already knowing what we're looking for. So we only want the completion and, for example, not everything else that comes with this response. Yeah, so for now we can actually test this. Let's see, let's run the import request first and then generate each paragraph for this title. And you can see that we still need to pass in our API key, and you can find your API key on this AI21 Studio. You would simply click here on your small profile, go to account. We don't want to save these changes for now. And now we can just copy this API key. If you're doing this by yourself, please don't share the API key with anyone because this should stay private. And let's just paste it in here. And now we can just run it again. Let's see if something's happening. And you can already see that there are some paragraphs being generated right here. So what we can do now to actually have a better output is also print each title before the paragraph is generated. So we can do here title. And so that we know when the paragraph ended, we can just say something like print and then add like these dashes here. So yeah, let's run it again. Okay, it's always printing these titles at the top here. Interesting. Yeah, and then we have like the small paragraph. We can try to increase the length of this text by first increasing the tokens right here. And if you want, you can actually add some examples to this prompt right here in order to get a specific text length. So for now, what we can actually add is, because you have to put in some work actually coming up with these paragraph titles right here. So we can just use AI21 to come up with these titles with basically no effort. And what you can simply do is go back to the playground and go for something like generate 10 paragraph titles for blog article about, and then here the topic at the end, and this will also be dynamically added in our code. So we can just copy and paste this again. Yeah, let's do it at the top right here. Just paste. And now we have to dynamically add the topic. So in order to have a better readability right here, we can just say something like topic is, let's say for now, cars. And then we can just add this topic right here. Yeah, then just like at the bottom, let's just save the response in an object and then print out, or first we have to convert it to JSON. So data is res.json. And then we can print out data, what exactly was it right here? Data completions. All right, it's looking good. We still have to add the API key. I will just copy it from down here. Let's run this. Yeah, and so now we have like these, it's not exactly 10 paragraph titles, but like I already said, you can simply add like some examples at the beginning of each prompt, and then you will actually have better results. So I can also show you this. Generate. So right here we have cars, and in front of this we can actually say the same thing, but about, let's go with dogs again, and let's go with 5. And now we will just use how to feed your dog healthy, how to train your dog, how the dogs communicate, let's say different dog breeds. And the 5th one can be what do dogs hate, for example. Yeah, let's just show the code again for this. I will just copy this single line because this is the only thing we modified. Let's go to this in the code, paste it in here. Now we have to switch out this topic at the end. So this is again topic. And this was prompt. Let's make this an F string. And now that we added actually these examples, we told the model to actually what to do, or we gave it better instructions what to do. And now there will be also 5 topics generated for the topic cars. Okay, that's interesting. There's probably some mistake here. We're adding the topic at the end. Let's look at the code again. Prompt. Let's print this out in another way. We can increase this max tokens because 200 isn't really a lot. So now it's working. So yeah, and like you can see, we now have 5 different paragraph titles, and we can use these as inspiration to add to our dictionary right here. So we can just do this right now. So we will have one article about dogs and one article about cars. And yeah, let's say how to buy a car. And I will add one keyword right here to get longer generations. Yeah, so we switched out the paragraph titles, and now we can just run this again and generate a paragraph for each paragraph title. And down here you can see that we're looping over each title and we're getting a small little paragraph for each title. And you can just copy paste this from here and put it on your social network or blog, basically wherever you want. I hope this tutorial was useful to you. I highly recommend checking out AI21. Their playground is great. They have a lot of good use case examples right here. Yeah, and I hope this was helpful to you and you were able to learn something today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.
So thanks again, Fabian, for being actually a really cool, not just mentor on LabLab AI platform, but a good teacher for all of us during all of our streams. Again, all the videos you can find on our YouTube channel. All the streams are in live section on YouTube, and some tutorials are on our main videos. So you can find them usually on the covers, on thumbnails. You can read the exact name of the video, so you can easily find it out. And all the tutorials from today are going to be there. The whole stream, the whole kickoff for this Build Your AI Startup Hackathon episode 2 is going to be on our YouTube channel. So you can rewatch it again. You can send it to your team members who are going to join you maybe later. And you will be, of course, updated with all the needed information on Discord also as well. Don't forget to mention mentors if you need help via @sign, and wishing you all the best luck for building and creating and innovating. And remember, with AI, we are in limitless space. So make sure you experience it the best way you just can. Great luck for you and see you soon. Bye bye.